Thanks to State Farm for sponsoring this portion of the video. What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and it's been a while since we talked about some tech that you can actually afford, honestly. So today we're gonna be taking a look at some tech that's not going to kill your budget. But first, we gotta give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this portion of the video, State Farm. Now, I don't know how many of you know this, but State Farm has options to get a surprisingly great rate that fits your budget, so you don't have to give up on things that you love, just so you can have insurance. Now, for me, that sounds awesome because when I was younger, I was so scared of getting a car because I was scared of insurance rates. If I knew something like this existed back then, where I can kind of customize my plan so that it can fit my budget and I could just not give up on things that I like doing, like going to the movies, buying games. If I knew I could do all of that and afford car insurance in New York, things would be very different for me. I'm not gonna lie, Carl, might be time you look into them.
I need to.
You definitely do. My boy needs to. So for surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I've always wanted to say that. But you guys can call or go to statefarm.com. I'll of course have links down below in the description. But again, huge shout out to State Farm for sponsoring this portion of the video. But now, you guys, let's talk about tech that we can all afford, right? That's what you guys want. That's what you want to see.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
All right. Hey, all right, relax, fellas. But now, over here, we got a couple of things. So what we've got right here is a mouse from Amazon Basics. Now, guys, hear me out. Amazon Basics, they're inexpensive, but they got some decent stuff. If you're on a budget, it's crazy what kind of markets they can just get into. Amazon can just be like, yeah, you know what? I'll make a mouse. Yeah, I'll make a rocket. They can make just about whatever Jeff says they should. But what we got right here, you guys, is actually pretty impressive. But I wanna know from any of my older subscribers who've been watching the channel for a while, what mouse does this look like? Jay, tell the people, man.
MX Master.
Yeah, the Performance MX, man. The original Performance MX, the one that kind of started it all, this is basically copying the design. And while you might think, why would they copy the old one felt really comfortable in the hand. It was an amazing design. I haven't used the Performance MX in a long time, and using just this very inexpensive mouse, this one cost only about, I think it was 20 bucks. All right, so this one's 28 bucks. But that's still a very, very fair price for one of the most comfortable designs I've ever used. I can say that. If you're not trying to get the more expensive, you know, MX Master, those kind of things. Amazon did a really good job copying you guys. But one thing that they did though, they did add a few extra buttons here. So we've actually got a Windows button. So if you want, you can just hit the start menu just like this. It's actually really convenient. I love that button. Not to mention on the bottom, you've also got a zoom button. So when you hold that button and you scroll, you guys can see you can just make things bigger or smaller. And of course, you've got your standard back and forward buttons as well. And you've got some LED indicators to let you know just how much battery you've got left. Listen guys, it comes with a dongle. They even come with their own Amazon Basics AA batteries. So you're all good to go. I honestly feel like this was a gem. This was a nice find for me, just because it's so comfortable. Take my word for it. So we've got one of the best mouse designs over here for just 28 bucks. You know, a mouse can cost you like over 100 if you're looking for a good one, especially the Logitech MX series. Forget about it. But we're moving on. We got some headphones. Now, I feel like this one's a no-brainer. You might have heard of them. These are the Soundcores by Anker. This one is actually the Soundcore Q20. Anker has gone all in on audio products. And if you're looking for something that's not really expensive, but you want active noise canceling, you want an over-ear design, you also want something that's super comfortable, that looks pretty sleek. These aren't gigantic headphones. I'd wear these outside, no problem. They've got Bluetooth, they've got crazy battery life. They've also got a bit of a foldable design. So if you wanna go ahead and pack these into your backpack, you can go ahead and do that, lay it flat. It even comes with a travel case. So storing it is going to be pretty easy, you protect it. And these I believe were about like, I think on Amazon it's like 53 bucks or something. Much cheaper than a lot of the other active noise canceling over-ear Bluetooth headphones that you'll find on the market. Now we all know the really top tier ones like the Sonys of the world will net you easily over 300 bucks. We're talking about $53, you guys. The sound is actually really good too. It's got tons of bass, but it's not like over the top where a lot of the more inexpensive headphones are like the sound is just muddy, just tons of bass, you can't really hear vocals. That's not the experience here. These sound legitimate. I think Anker did a really good job here, and they look dope. You know what, Carl? You're right. These really do look like the Sonys.
Bro, I was saying. Because I thought you had the Sony's featured on I'm like, we can't afford this.
Can't afford those Sonys. It does suck that they use micro USB. It's not USB Type-C. Not to mention you also get all the controls that you would need, volume controls, play and pause, active noise canceling over here on the left. And you can always just plug in a headphone jack. There's surprisingly a lot more people that still use that feature than I thought. I asked on Twitter about that, and there are tons of people who still use wired headphones. So you got that option as well. I'm like super proud of those two. Very like, can we do this whole list for under 100 bucks? No, what am I saying? We'll talk about it. While we're on the subject of Amazon Basics and audio, for my content creators out there or aspiring content creators or just folks who have, you know, like a DSLR and they've been using maybe onboard audio, let's just up the audio quality just a smidge, shall we? We've got this Amazon Basics on-camera microphone. It's a shotgun mic so that you can have audio going directly from wherever this is pointing at. What's nice is that you can move it around, so if you're vlogging and you're capturing content around something, you can kind of just still have the mic facing you, or you can turn it around on yourself when you're speaking to it. Very nice and easy. And listen, if you've been using onboard audio, chances are this is going to be a massive upgrade. Let me show you guys the difference between audio like this and onboard audio. All right, so we're gonna start off with the internal mics. Okay, so right now we are testing, I know this sounds like trash. Like, we all know this, right? But even when you put in like a cheap little microphone like this, it changes everything. So right now you guys are hearing the audio from the microphone that's on top of the camera from Amazon Basics. Super cheap. I think it's like 15 bucks, but it's way, way better. You hear that train? Come on now. I'm trying to get some audio. You listen, it's not even 15 bucks, you guys. It's $12. You know, save yourself $3 right there. Send me that $3. And what's nice about a mic like this is that, like I said, you can turn it around, you can move it around, and it's targeted audio. So instead of just picking up whatever's in your vicinity, this one can focus directly on you or whatever it's pointing at. You can change that setting over here. It gives you a couple of options to switch up the audio a bit. Nothing fancy, but you do get a couple of controls on here. But for $12, you can't complain. You just want a nice, quick upgrade to the audio. This one's perfect because it's right on top. And it comes with this travel pouch so that you can take it with you places. Now, whenever we do these, I feel like I always have to talk about a quality monitor or a quality TV. So we got one of my favorites over here. This one from LG. Jake, hype this, man. So nowadays, guys, we are living in a world where 4K TVs are very affordable. This was a 55-inch TV from LG. This is the NanoCell 55 Nano 75. It cost me 500 bucks. There's another one that's probably like the same panel, but for 400. But this one has a couple of features that I think will bring some value to a lot of people. Now, first things first, we know LG is legit when it comes to screens. You can trust them for monitors, TVs. Of course, not all of them are perfect, but for something in this price range, you're definitely getting your money's worth. And 55 inches is nothing to scoff at. That is a nice big screen, and you get 4K. But some of my favorite features ever on a TV is actually the magic cursor. This was usually in the higher end models, but now we're starting to see it trickle down to the lower end. So when you wanna go into the menu, it's actually really easy to just use the pointer. I love navigating the menu with this. It's so much easier than click, click, click. It's a pain to me.
Especially when typing in the password, you know?
Yes,
You know what's
Jay.
crazy? I hate it.
You don't like it?
I'm crazy.
Yeah, let's just chalk it up to Carl being crazy. But anyway, I think it's absolutely awesome. Carl's not the reviewer here, so don't worry about him. But it's a nice feature to have. If you don't want to use it, go ahead and click away. The world is yours.
Thank you.
Now, an underrated feature that this has that the $400 option doesn't is actually Bluetooth. Now for me, I'm not gonna lie and say I use Bluetooth on TVs all the time, but there's some serious value there. You can pair a pair of Bluetooth headphones to this, like those sound cores, and just listen to your content without having to disturb anyone. It is a feature my dad actually has to have in his TV. My mom is an extremely light sleeper. She hears one little bang from the TV. She's up, scared, what's happening? So my dad insists on having Bluetooth, and I can completely see the value. I think it's awesome. And you know, it's a smart TV, it's LG, so you've got all the things that you come to expect. You've got Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus now is on like everything, LG channels. About those. We also have Amazon Alexa right here, as well as Google Assistant. You got a ton of flexibility here. $500, 55 inches, 4K. It doesn't have 120 Hertz if you want to play on a PS5 or Xbox Series X, but if you buying those consoles, come on, you got it. you got it. So this isn't gonna give you the max when it comes to the current generation, but if you don't care about like high frame rates, or maybe you like to have your graphics higher than your frame rate, it's worth considering. Anyway, guys, I'll have a couple of other things that I think are really well priced linked down below in the description. I just think it's nice to do these every now and then. Or do you guys want to see it more often? Do you guys want to see tech you can actually afford be a more consistent thing? Should we do it once a month?
Yes.
Dang, Jay.
Please.
All right. But I want to know what you guys think too. So let me know with a comment down below. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.
Favorite tech? Go.
My favorite tech out of all of these?
Yeah.
The mouse, that's easy. That mouse is fire.